ready for anything. Surprisingly enough, I was never a Boy Scout.
That's for your beard, isn't it?
Yeah. Beaver's honor.
Okay.
Is that the?
I never made it.
I think it is that. It is Beavers, right? Like that's,
Beavers.
Yeah,
Beavers and Scouts. Or?
Yeah, Beavers and Scouts. Yeah.
Right. Just want to make sure that fucking cool as ice.
Cool as a cucumber.
We're good.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the new Thin Lizzy tattoo. By the way.
Thanks. You noticed that, eh?
Yeah. Fucking A.
Yeah, it works. My cousin did it. Drunk.
Oh.
So the lines aren't exactly straight, but
Yeah, good enough for rock and roll, man.
yeah, totally. Well, that's what I was saying. Like my mom saw it last night. She's like, "What is that?" It's a tattoo. She's like, okay. Al Yeti Bones here, once again in Hamilton, Ontario, with Ace Piva. He's the co-owner and road manager for eMissions Touring, which is a tour managing company that spans worldwide, does hundreds of bands a year, and festivals, tours, everything. So for any band that's ever in need of any kind of services when it comes to the road, this is the man right here. Ace, thanks for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's been a long time. We've been friends for more years than I could count.
Yeah, I feel almost like Chris Farley in the Saturday Night Live skit, where I want to just say, like, do you remember that time when you did that, you know? No, in all actual fact though, man, long time, well over 10 years now. So it's been the first time we met, it was, I mean, this is going to sound again like the Farley skit, but we met and we partied in the back of a van, back of your tour van, in Fredericton, at the back of Bugaboo Creek.
Bugaboo Creek, that's right.
And we, Mr. Bones and Inside, they played together that night, and we were the only two bands on the bill, and we were both 3 hours away from each other. Yeah, it took us that long to.
Not only were we the only bands, but I think we're the only people in the bar.
That's true too, except for the guys making dope deals in the back or whatever, and like all that shit. But
they weren't too worried about us.
No. Basically, just talk about eMissions, man. Want to let everybody know what's going on with that. What have you guys been doing? How did it all start?
Well, eMission Touring, we're a multifaceted global company that we staff tours. We take care of. We're rolling into the merch world. We're able to do website design. So we really truly try to be the one-stop shop for any touring band's needs. We've been fortunate enough to work with many amazing bands.
Last time I saw you in Windsor, you were with Fozzy, with Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, yeah,
You were his man.
Yeah, I was his man. Chris is.
He couldn't move without asking you like where to go, how to do it.
You know what? Chris lives the most amazing life of anybody I've ever met.
Really?
Right. He's not much of a detailed guy, because the details are all figured out for him, and he just wants to know where to go from place A to place B.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is worked out. He lives an amazing life, and I always wish him best of luck, no matter what he's doing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we work with the amazing Buffy St. Marie. We've been working with her for a few years. She used to tour with like Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan covers her songs. People want to cover her songs. She is an amazing lady. 71, still does yoga, in better shape than, well, you and I.
Yeah, maybe not me back in 2009, but
these days. Yeah.
These days it's packing on. I just got married, so.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, glad to see you took the big steps. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 12 years, 11 years, so, we try to do things on our own time,
Yeah.
Mom and Dad's always asking when are you getting married, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna do it because you want us to, like just out of spite, we're gonna wait. Yeah. We're gonna wait as long as we possibly can. But yeah, it's not about the wedding. It's about eMission Touring.
Yeah, so we've worked with some fantastic metal bands, Threat Signal, a European band called Cybreed, Econoline Crush, Punk Legends, DOA.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we go into...
You're doing stuff for them now, right?
Yeah. So we go out. Sometimes we do sound. Sometimes we just take care of logistics for them.
Well, what kind of get into some specifics with the logistics. Like, what do you do? You go and do festivals as well, though, right? So,
Yeah.
like, what's a day in the life of Ace at a festival?
Day in the life of Ace at a festival. Usually it's I wake the band up. I make sure all the bands have their schedules pre-tour, so they know where they're going to be, what it's going to look like, whether they have time to go maybe visit a friend or something like that, because everyone wants to have a little bit of fun, but some days are just not
Jam-packed with work.
Yeah, interviews and things like that. So yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a festival or just a regular show. Make sure everybody's up. Sometimes the lobby call is 6 a.m. because we might have a 6-hour drive. We hop on the bus or in the van. We do the drive. We get to the venue early in the afternoon, do sound check, make sure everybody has time to eat. We get into the hotel. After sound check, we have dinner. And
you drive too, right?
Yeah. Sometimes, not all the time.
You get the band paid at the end of the night?
Yeah, once all sound checks done, depending on the act. Sometimes I'm the front of house engineer as well. Sometimes a merch guy, stage tech guy, drum tech, whatever. Make sure that the band feels comfortable and the day runs smooth.
Crazy.
And then sometimes we settle up before, sometimes we settle up after the show, depending on the agreement of the deal that the agents have put in place. And I settle up. We take care of all the counting, make sure all the taxes and percentages are correct, and then we make sure at the end of the night that management is aware of all the financial happenings.
Cool.
So yeah, it's usually late nights, early mornings. Sometimes no sleep. Sometimes you get a couple hours. But every moment is a moment that I know we cherish, because we feel very fortunate to be doing something that we like doing.
Yeah.
So that we love doing.
That's it. I think the American dream, or in this case the Canadian dream, is pretty much based off that. Get what you love doing.
Yeah.
And try and get paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's number one.
As you know, when we played in bands together,
Mr. Bones and Georgian Skull.
Yeah. That. There you go.
Well, that's not mine.
Put it on silent.
Look, he's learning.
Yeah.
New iPhone user, I think.
Nah.
Wrong number.
Wrong number. What's the
Christ.
name of the show again?
Fred House.
Yes.
So
Sorry about that.
There you go. Hey, we're back.
So as we were saying, when we played in Georgian Skull and Mr. Bones, there was always someone on, whether you or I, mostly you or I.
Yep. That's it.
We always did the settlement, and we took care of the monies, and it's things that whether you have someone doing it for you or a band member, you should always have your dedicated 1 or 2 guys. Just like a night of partying, you have your designated driver, so you have your designated business guy for the. It could change, that's fine, as long as everybody's on the same page. Write out the numbers, whether it's your merch, your merchandise intake, how many CDs you showed up with, how many CDs you left with, and make sure the numbers match, because a lot of the times bands don't communicate about money, because talking about money is a difficult subject.
Absolutely.
Especially when there's not much to be around.
Absolutely.
So when everybody's taking a hit, if you got band members who live in different cities, someone's going to have to suck up the gas money one way or another, plus food. And as easy as it is to grab a burger from a fast food joint, it's one of the worst things that you can do. But because of time restrictions, and I find, especially on tour, that you have to make time for that. If it's a 5-hour drive between your hometown and the next city, schedule in 7 hours, because you want to take over. You got bathroom break, you got eat break, and you might want to go off the beaten track a bit, so you don't have to eat at McDonald's or Harvey's or something
Absolutely.
like that. But then since you're not there, budget isn't.
You get lost too.
Yeah, you get lost. Wonderful GPS. Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have that though.
We did not. We had the big map fold out, get blown in the
Yeah.
wind, and
Yeah.
but yeah, always give yourself plenty of time. Someone's a little extra hungover from the night before.
Yeah.
Right? Might have to take a puke break there.
Totally. Side of the highway.
Yeah, it's all happened, and who knows? And because you're running late, you want to speed up. Next thing you know, you get pulled over by a police officer, and that takes 25 minutes, minimum of 25 minutes. So always give yourself plenty of time. If it's a half-hour drive, give yourself 50 minutes.
Yeah.
If you get there early, you know what? Then you just have that extra time to have a beer or two.
You're ahead.
You're ahead.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better than a good feeling of knowing that you're on top of the game. And I learned one thing a long time ago is, as soon as you're a minute late, you lose all negotiation rights. So whether it's set times, picking the better merch area for people to see your merch. If you're there first, you're able to squeeze out a little bit more merch area, because other bands be like, oh, we'll have a hard time being like, hey dude, can you push your stuff over a bit? Sure, you'll push it over an inch or two. You know, it'd be nice. But the reality is, you want as much merch space as you can.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be greedy, but you got to make sure your products are seen.
Yeah.
So
branding.
Yeah, branding. You want to have your stuff there first. You want to have your stuff lit up. Make sure to bring lights for your merch table. If you're fortunate enough to have a friendly looking lady to help out who's not there to get hammered, bring her along. But if you are going to bring someone, make sure that they're staying sober, or at least not getting
whenever
out of it.
Whenever you're dealing with money and product, it's probably an important thing to make sure that person's pretty downright serious about it. And it's, I mean, they've got to be the 5th member or the 6th member, whatever it is.
Yeah.
In our case, it's a 7th member. But
yeah, that always that extra member, because if they lose 2 T-shirts, or they think a cute girl is cute enough to give a shirt to, that's you're not losing just the money that you paid for that shirt, which is $10-11 sometimes, depending on the printing. But the profit on that, you may not get that profit tonight, but it's always an opportunity to sell that merch in the future.
Yeah.
And you know, every city there's going to be a pretty girl. Give her a guitar pick. Give her your phone number. Don't give her a shirt. So, and
Nice.
it's so true when it comes to that. And people and bands, especially indie bands, they want to get their name out there, and they want everyone to see them and be aware of them.
Yeah.
But you're only worth as much as you show people. And if you're giving your merch away for 0, they're going to perceive you as being worth 0. But